I am Trevor, and I love horror. Join with me and subscribe me for daily stories. When I was going to college, I lived in a small old house. Because I had not have much money for afford a nice place, but it wasn't that much hard. By the way, it was 19th of February, the day before my birthday. And I was alone at the home, watching the movie Castaway while eating a pizza for the dinner as usual. And I was counting my fingers to the midnight, because most of my friends used to wish me on my birthday at the sharp 12 in the midnight. Plus they never forget to do a stupid surprise. As last year they threw my face a big chocolate cake in the midnight. It was 10:55 at the night and I went to sleep. I fell into a deep sleep because I was very tired doing some assignments. And after some time suddenly my phone started to vibrate, and it woke me up. So then I realized it was my birthday and my friends might be wishing me, so I got my phone, and I was checking the messages. I have got many birthday wishes from my friends. Then I got a call from my mom. She wished me happy birthday. And she started to ask so many things. Suddenly, I heard someone knocking to my door. And it was unusual. I mean, someone knocking to your door at 12 in the midnight? It might be my friends waiting for their annually stupid surprise. But actually I was kinda scared. And that stranger started knocking to my door for the second time. But this time it was kinda weird because he didn't stop knocking my door. He continuously did it, so I went to my front door and I was kinda nervous. So I took a large breath and I opened the door. Oh my God. I couldn't believe what was going on. It was a clown. But it didn't look like a funny clown. He had large red eyes with a faded white makeup, and he was smiling at me with his wide mouth. He was wearing a red and white outfit. And he had just a single shoe on its right leg. Also he was holding some black color balloons too. I was shocked, and I couldn't even say a word. It said nothing. But he was watching straight at my eyes without even winking. Then he started to talk. His sound was very rough. He wished me happy birthday and gave me his black balloons. And he was smiling at me too. I didn't take his balloons, even I didn't say a word. Actually I was shivering. I couldn't hold it anymore. So I screamed loudly as much as I can. Suddenly he started to laugh, and he quickly ran away. Then Mr. Jones, my neighbor, came with his rifle, and asked what was going on. I told him the whole thing. And I asked my friends whether they were playing with me. But it wasn't done by them. The cops came and they checked the whole area with their dogs. But they couldn't find anything. Even by today I don't know what was happened. Who was it? How did he know me and my address? And why he came at the midnights on my birthday? No one couldn't explain. It was early 1950s. There was a boy named Jack. He was a 14-year-old boy. His hair was brown in color and he had blue eyes. He had a little brother named Paul too. He was 10 years old. Their parents, Mr. and Mrs. Williams were both farmers. They lost their farm and fields during the World War II. So they bought a new farm in a countryside village. There was an ancient forest behind their new farm. It was prohibited Jack and Paul to go to that forest, because it was a haunted and very dangerous jungle, as villagers told. But Jack and Paul were very curious about that woods. They always wanted to see the things inside the dark woods. One day Mr. and Mrs. Williams went to the town to sell their monthly harvest. Jack and Paul promised their parents not to play outside from their yard. But Jack wanted to see that forest. Paul didn't agree to his brother's idea. But somehow both decided to go inside the woods. It was still 10:30 in the morning, but inside the forest, it's just darkness. The sunlight was covered by the big large trees. It was a very old forest, so it was very hard to go through the large bushes. It's getting very cold inside the woods. And it was covered by a fog. Actually, the sound of the wind was very scary. It was like the forest was breathing. Brothers went far away inside the woods. It didn't take much time them to lost in the woods. They couldn't find a way, at least they couldn't find the way they came. Paul started to cry. Jack was kinda brave boy, he took care about his brother. Things got more and more scared. They could hear some scary voices of animals, such as wolves, owls, and little insects. Time was 4:30 in the evening. But it was like 8 p.m. at the night inside the woods. Even it was very hard to see the sky due to large trees. Suddenly they heard a strange voice. They heard someone whispering them, "Come to me, come to me." But they didn't see anything. They started to run to the east side of the woods. They were scared very much. Paul was shivering too. "Look!" Paul shouted loudly. They saw a thing like a shadow, 20 meters away from them, sitting on a rock. Its eyes were red and they couldn't recognize any face. It was like a living red-eyed shadow man. They ran far and far away from that place. They stopped near an oak tree. This is not a good place for two young boys. It was an old man. He was about 6 feet tall and with a black suit. His face was full with grey-color beard, and he was with a big black boots. Was him a hunter? A fisherman? They didn't know. "Uncle, can you please help us to find the way to the exit?" He was silent for a while, and he was straight watching into their eyes. "Follow me," said the old man. They started following the old man. He was saying nothing. "This man is very strange," Paul whispered to Jack. "We have no choice, Paul," said Jack. So they followed him. "Uncle, there was something following us, something creepy thing," said Paul. "Son, this is not a place for human beings. There are countless things in this woods which nobody can explain," said the old man. After 15 minutes they could reach to the exit of the woods. They were very glad for meeting that old man, or else they would be die. When Mr. and Mrs. Williams came home, they realized what has happened. Mr. Williams took his rifle and went inside the dark woods. Mrs. Williams went to the town for asking more help. At that time, Jack asked from the old man, "So aren't you coming with us, uncle?" "No, I am not," said the old man. "What? Why is that?" He said nothing, and he went inside the dark woods again. It was dark and outside also it was other side from the woods. So they started looking, find someone to help them. There was a small house near the woods. They went to the house and knocked the door. An old lady opened the door. "Who are you people?" said the old woman. And there was a rifle with her. "We are lost. Please help us." "Come inside," said the old lady. They went inside the house. "Hungry?" asked the old lady. "Yeah, very much," Paul said. She gave them some pumpkin pie and milk. "So, what happened to you boys?" asked the old lady. They told her the whole story from the beginning. "Son, when I was a little girl, I had a passion for adventure, as you too. But we must understand, we cannot control all. There are a lot of things we cannot see in this world. Maybe there are a lot of things in this place right now, which we cannot see," said the lady. That old lady taught them many things, and they learned a good lesson. "You two can spend the night here. I'll show you the rooms." That old lady was very kind. So after many creepy experience, they could have a good rest. So, next day morning, they got ready for going home. "Here are some blueberries," the old lady gave them. "Thank you very much, madam." "Wait a minute, do you know this man?" Jack asked by showing a picture. "Oh, this was that old man who led us to the exit of the woods," Paul said. "Ha, you kids are very funny," said the old woman. "Why, madam, what's wrong?" "That's impossible, kid. My husband died 10 years ago," lady replied.